Hello, lovely viewers. You are most welcome to our channel Poetry Online. In this video, we shall be discussing the detailed analysis of Scribbler's Dream by Lawrence Darmani. Kindly subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get updates on all our new videos. Once again, let us assure you of a very interesting discussion. Get ready for this lesson. Lawrence Darmani is a seasoned Ghanaian writer, novelist, poet, and publisher. His first novel, Grief Child, won the Commonwealth Writers' Prize as Best African Book from Africa in 1992. He writes devotional articles for Our Daily Bread, which touches the lives of many Christians around the world. He is the editor of Step Magazine and CEO of Step Publishers. Some of his famous works include the following: Grief Child, Blood Invasion, Entertainment Night, First Term Surprises, One for the Road, Just Between Us, Second Term Expectations, and Third Term Challenges. It is the truth universally acknowledged that writers play an important role in the world. Without writers, the world would have lost certain important historical facts, stories, poems, artifacts, and information. The books we read, the poems we recite, and the movies or plays we watch are all the works of writers. Someone first thought of them, kept his ideas down by writing them out, then made conscious efforts to publish them. Imagine if these writers were lazy, thus refused to put their ideas on paper. What would have happened? The world would have lost all the forms of artistic works we are enjoying today. The simple question is, how does a writer publish a work he or she hasn't written down? That is a very difficult task. It is a Herculean task to publish what is not written down. Imagine your teacher gives you an assignment on letter writing. Then, the next morning, everyone in your class submits their assignment except you. Then, when your teacher tells you you haven't done it, you reply by saying, "Sir, I did it. The assignment is in my head." Do you know how absurd that sounds? Yes, this sounds absurd because it is difficult to know what is in somebody's head. Once you claim you have a talent, if you don't show it, the world doesn't appreciate the talent that you have. Today's poem, Scribbler's Dream, is a poem of encouragement and inspiration to all who want to venture into writing, to do away with laziness and put down their ideas using a pen and a paper. It is true that writing can sometimes be frustrating and tiresome, which poses as an obstacle, preventing many potential writers from putting down their works. It is in respect to this that the writer, Lawrence Darmani, wrote his poem, Scribbler's Dream, to encourage all potential writers not to give up on their dreams of becoming prolific writers like himself. This poem, Scribbler's Dream, serves as a wake-up call to all potential writers or to all who want to venture into writing to wake up from their slumbers and employ or adopt hard work and determination in pursuing their writing career. The poet equally acknowledges the fact that the only way that a scribbler or a potential writer can fill the shelves is through hard work and by mating pen and paper or by writing down his or her ideas. The title of the poem, Scribbler's Dreams, implies the vision, objective, aim, or goal of the potential writer. From the ongoing discussion, it is clear from all indication that the dream of every scribbler or any aspiring writer or any potential writer is to fill the bookshelves with his or her works. The Scribbler's Dream is a four-stanza poem with 22 lines. The first stanza has 9 lines. The second and third stanzas have 4 lines each, and the last line has 5 lines, making a total of 22 lines. This poem is written in blank or free verse. Thus, it does not have a regular or definite rhyme scheme. It is mainly end-stopped. This means that it has punctuation marks at the end of the lines and makes use of enjambment or run-on lines, which means ideas in one line runs to the next or runs to the other lines in order to make sense. Let's take our first reading of the poem. Scribbler. The dream in your mind fills the shelf. When upon the shelf you gaze, vacuum stares at you. There is your quill and parchment, but heavy are your hands. Why? Because disuse numb the wrist. Between dreams and fruition, yawning gaps close, not by pacing carpets, but by mating quill and parchment. Tell you the truth, the gold adorning the neck was once lost in rocky soils. They dig deep who find it. Here is your quill. Here are your sheets. When will this dream in your mind fill the shelf? Scribbler. After reading the poem, let's now take a detailed analysis of the lines contained in the poem, starting with the first stanza. Scribbler. The dream in your mind fills the shelf. When upon the shelf you gaze, vacuum stares at you. There is your quill and parchment, but heavy are your hands. Why? Because disuse numbs the wrist. The poem opens with a speaker addressing a scribbler or a potential writer or an aspiring writer. Our poetic persona admits that the aspiration or the dreams of every writer is to fill the shelf with his or her works. However, the reality of the matter is that this potential writer or this aspiring writer, even though dreams of writing great artistic works, has nothing to show for his thoughts. The use of the word vacuum in this poem means emptiness. Thus, instead of the works of the writer staring at the writer, vacuum stares at him. What it simply means is that instead of filling the shelves with books, articles, poems, and other artistic works, all the aspiring or potential writer sees is empty shelves, as he or she hasn't written or published any works. The speaker equally informs us of the essential materials that every writer needs to harvest their thoughts into written forms, which are the quill and the parchment. The quill and parchment are symbolic as they represent a paper and a pen. It is worth noting that the materials or resources that every writer needs in his writing career are readily available to them. However, the heaviness of his hand does not allow him to write down his thoughts. The contrast in this first stanza lies in the fact that the dreams of the writer fill the shelves. However, the reality is that the shelves are empty as a result of the scribbler's laziness. What the poet seeks to inform us here is that it is one thing for a person to dream, and another to make conscious effort to turn one's dream into reality. The speaker identifies laziness or incessant procrastination as the major obstacles of writers, preventing them from filling the shelves. Lawrence Darmani, in the first stanza of the poem, stresses on the importance of practice. Have you ever heard the saying, "Practice makes man perfect"? Great job if you did. Disuse numb the wrist simply means when you don't use your wrist, they become numb. Let's continue with our analysis with the second stanza. Between dreams and fruition, yawning gaps close, not by pacing carpets, but by mating quill and parchment. The speaker of the poem continues with his words of encouragement as he tells aspiring writers what they really need to do to succeed in their writing career. Writers need to burn the midnight oil in order to succeed as writers, or in order to make their wishes, hopes, ideas, and thoughts a reality. Here again, our poetic speaker informs us that dreams do not materialize by gallivanting around or wandering aimlessly or moving from one place to the other, which he captures by the use of pacing carpets. No, dreams do not materialize by pacing carpets or through idleness, but by hard work, perseverance, endurance, and dedication. Mating quill and parchment simply means putting together pen and paper or writing out one's ideas. Pacing carpets, on the other hand, means wandering aimlessly about without any sense of direction or without any conscious effort to turn one's dreams, wishes, hopes, and thoughts into reality. Let's now move to the third stanza. Tell you the truth. The gold adorning the neck once was lost in rocky soils. They dig deep, who find it? In this stanza, the speaker explains the truth about a successful writing career. Lawrence Darmani informs writers that the accomplishments of a writer are not gotten on a silver platter. As a prolific writer, he shares his own experiences with aspiring or potential writers. He draws the images of a gold to support his argument. Everyone loves a mineral gold because it is a precious mineral. This mineral, when it adorns the body of a person, symbolizes beauty. It is also a mineral that symbolizes royalty or wealth. What our poetic speaker seeks to inform us is that the gold necklace that adorns the neck of a person wearing it was once lost in rocky soils. People had to dig deep into the ground to search for gold, after which they made conscious efforts to refine the gold dust into the precious mineral called gold. This gold is subjected to severe heat in order to shape it into beautiful ornaments. So the end product is always beautiful, but the process is tiresome as it requires a lot of hard work, struggle, perseverance, and determination. Same applies to a writing career. Just as the gold is not found on the surface of the earth, same applies to writing. One becomes a prolific writer by constant practice. As the saying goes, practice makes man perfect. They dig deep, who find it? Hence, the speaker stresses that hard work is paramount if you really want to be a successful writer, or if you want to succeed in life, then you have to employ or adopt hard work. Let's now move to the final stanza of the poem, stanza 4. This stanza concludes the poem and ends with a rhetorical question to the scribbler, the aspiring or potential writer, about when he or she will finally put his thought into writing. This rhetorical question poses a challenge to the scribbler to write out his ideas. The speaker gives the scribbler a quill and sheet, then poses the rhetorical question to the writer. What it simply means is that the aspiring writer or the potential writer or the scribbler has no excuse whatsoever not to write out his ideas. So, the rhetorical question poses a challenge to the scribbler to write out his ideas. This rhetorical question allows the scribbler to think and make the final decision for himself. Let's now consider the major themes in this poem. 1. Hard work and determination are keys to success. 2. The need for constant practice. 3. Writers need to stop dreaming and make their dreams a reality. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.